Also, another 100 bits from Straight 8D. It says, it means Firebat has followers, which are pretty nice. I've heard from the last bit donation thing, Franker Z 100. Well, apparently your bit donations are making Straight 8 hard. Untethered Wolf just resubscribed for 4 months in a row. Welcome back to my cave team thing, man. Appreciate the support. He says, hello, Firebat. Every month I ask for a story, never get it. This month I humbly ask if you could have a story next month. Alright, I'll try and do something exciting and interesting and then talk about it. Most of my stories are me complaining about products. I don't know. It turns out in real life, I guess I'm kind of a complainer. Gorildus has researched. I tell a lot of stories, man. You must just miss them. I think it's hard to tell a story on demand, though. It's more something that, like, something you hear reminds you of something, and then it triggers something, which then brings the thing up, and then you say it. I don't know, it's so hard to do stories just to be like, say something interesting, and you're like, don't hurt me, you know? Like, unwinnable matchups. Gorillus has resubscribed for 3 months. What do you call an angry bunch of cleaning ladies? Up. Like instead of a mob, a mop. So if he plays this matchup correctly, we should lose. I have won this matchup before, though, which is kind of interesting. But, yeah, that's the problem playing on stream, right? Sometimes you just get counter-queued by things that don't really exist in the metagame, like Quest Rogue. I believe it's important to remove our opponent's 3-2 here because he has the ability to bounce it and be super annoying and draw a lot of cards. And I don't want him to draw cards. I want to slow down his game plan so we can make it to our later mana turns. Straight 8 used 100 bits and says, tell the moose story. I don't even know what the moose story is. I have a story about moose? Like the food or the animal?
Drink with me, friend.
No, I actually have no idea what he's talking about. Gnome is pretty good to have on the field for when Vanish come around. I've never even seen a moose. Like, actually I probably have, in the zoo. Are there mooses in the zoo? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a moose in my entire life.
There once was a man from
I live really close to Canada. Brother Bear, there's moose in Canada. They're Cheech and Chong, man. I want to get rid of the ones I don't want to bounce. Which is all of them, but those two more. And this way, if he vanishes, since the Gnome died, we don't mill a card, which is kind of gnarly.
Come, try your luck.
You know, you could have just completed the quest with the deckhand. The Shadowstone.
Out of my jungle.
Don't tell him how to go infinite. There's a trick in this matchup to make you never lose as the rogue. Don't tell it to him.
Don't tell, you ain't, don't tell.
Come, try your luck.
How come no deck list? I figure if I'm gonna get Q sniped, I might as well not tell him every card in my deck. At least give it a little bit of a chance. Is Quest Rogue back? No. People only play Quest Rogue to queue into favorables against streamers. Lol. Now Quest Rogue is kind of back. There's a few players that play it.
Quickly.
You see Killing All Day with some Quest Rogue occasionally. Justine, a girl streamer, plays Quest Rogue at like top 100 legend.
Go away.
I'll show you how to play Quest Rogue at rank 12,000. Easy. I'm so bad at that deck. It's definitely a deck that takes a bit of practice because it's so unnatural compared to the other decks in the game. I have learned a little bit about it though because I've had to play against it in matchups where I can technically never win. And so when you're playing in a matchup where you're supposed to win 0% of the time, you have to kind of think of what they can do, and I feel like maybe I could play Quest Rogue kind of okay, actually. Seems like a fun deck, but the issue with queuing up Quest Rogue is I'll verse Odd Rogue like 75 times in a row. Start crying.
Darkness.
4 Void Lords. Versus 2 Saps. Hopefully not. We're just gonna die. Vanish and punch us for 4s over and over again. We can do this, man. I don't think Despicable Dreadlord would help.
Think.
We need Goal Man if we want to win. And we need our opponents to play poorly. Those are the 2 factors that really help. Or we need them not to play the Death Knight. That could help as well. The Death Knight is one of the ways that they can create the infinite scenario. The infinite scenario is really hard to fatigue because it's infinite. Is Nether not a better choice? If I do Nether, one of the issues is they just get a Stone Test bore me in the face a lot. I think not. Trying to minimize the amount of Stone Test bore and maximize the value of my Twisting Nether. Sep's already gone, so I can freely develop Void Lords into pretty polluted boards, as long as I'm unlikely to get hit by Mr. Stone's Blood. Losing both of these disables the infinite combo.
Think.
The infinite combo is when you're in the Death Knight mode, so Valera mode. You play one of these suckers, rush it into something, or well, I guess, then you Zola it, and then you Zola the Zola, and then rush it into something, and you just do that every single turn. So every single turn you're gaining 4 life and playing 12 worth of stats. And then that offsets your fatigue for a really long time, so you get kind of pretty close to infinite. Potentially doing that with Sonya as well. And Sonya's already been expended. I don't want to go down to 12 from the Librarian, because then I could die to Banish Triple Charger. Right now, he needs Banish Quadruple Charger, which is harder to pull off. There we go, we can start healing out now. I don't want to put damage on my Void Lord, because I don't want him to be able to pop it before the Banish, so I just want to chill out. Only 1 Void Lord! Supposed to get 2. I'm not very good. Now we can start using our Twisting Nethers, because we'll Twisting Nether and heal at the same time, so we can get outside the range of the charge or burst. My opponent has 2 Vanishes, so they can use these Vanishes to gain ridiculous amounts of burst damage. 2 Vanishes, 2 Boars, and a deckhand. And still the Death Knight, which the Death Knight's going to be really tough to beat. I'm still in a super unfavored position at this point, until I can get some of those resources out of the way. You're always playing the DK now? The standard net decks have the DK. My assumption when I see Quest Rogue, I've only ever played against Quest Rogue while playing Control Warlock, actually. So my kind of assumption is that they're just net decking a Quest Rogue for the matchup. Generated an additional Stone Test board this way. Oh Well, one Vanish is gone, and that didn't feel too impactful, so I feel pretty good. We created a Stone Tusk Boar.
I hope you like my invention.
3 Stone Tusk Boars in a deckhand now. No Shadow Steps, but he does have the prep, so he can go prep Vanish and all the chargers. Prep Vanish with 4 chargers is 17 damage. The damage in this deck got chopped down a lot, huh? And then he can prep Vanish is 3 mana, 4 chargers, 4 mana. He can't Zola out the last charger. He can Youthful the last charger, so he can do 21 damage burst. So I need to heal to 22. So I need a hero power.
I wonder.
Drink with me, friend.
Quickly.
Alright, he has to run into these taunts. Happy about that. Want to get another Void Lord online as soon as possible, so I want to start cloning that.
Perfect specimen.
I want to start removing his board. But I don't want to kill my own taunts because they're valuable at the moment. I want this to die in the Vanish. Just gaining me armor.
I must feed now.
You can kill the Void Lord and then Vanish. I think I'm not dead to that though. I think I placed his burst range 21 or 22. So if that whole combo happens, we just twisting another hero power and we're fine.
You cannot.
Now the burst range has gone up significantly. Now it's gone down. Well, it stayed the same, right? Now they've got... Why did they play the Trashers without that? Okay. 2 boars in a deckhand. If I find my ooze, I can remove his weapon, disabling the deckhand that's left. We can't let these boars go back.
I'm almost out of cards.
He did get the Zolas, so he can do infinite Zola stuff, which is probably going to be tough to beat.
Such a perfect specimen. Such a perfect
I probably shouldn't have told him that, Jim, huh?
Such a perfect specimen.
Earlier on in the game. I want to get his last card.
I must feed now.
This will be a mercy. So sweet.
I'm out of cards.
But I'm pretty sure I never win. He's got no healing, so we can kind of burn him. That's our only hope. Fatigue will start ticking away. We have another Twisting Nether. And we have Tainted Zealot Hellfire. So they have 3 board clears. Potentially a Void Lord stall. Maybe we can get there. Especially now he's got no Glacial Shard for defense. He's got no Taunt for defense. He did not save the Vicious Scalehide because I didn't tell him about that until after it died. So I think we're good, maybe. If he saves the Vicious Scalehide, this is impossible. But he let both of them die.
I must choose soon.
So we can go prep, vanish, boar, deckhand. So you can only do 16. And then Zola, another one maybe 20-ish. So we should be fine. Okay. And we need to draw.
I must feed now.
If he runs 2 saps, we're gonna die, but 2 saps is not common. I don't put him on it. So prep mana, shimmy for 16 after this, after dealing 4, isn't enough. When they're playing defense with Stone Tusk Boars, that's how you know you got them. We're 4 away from death.
I must choose soon.
So 1 charger away from death, but the board space keeps us in it.
Such a perfect specimen.
Give me a kiss.
Oop, missed lethal. Just watch him struggle for a bit and then kill him. Wait, did we just die? We just died. Miss lethal, give lethal. Sick. Nope, we won. He had 1 mana off. Miss lethal, give lethal. Miss lethal, give lethal.